We're talking to Ms. Renee Summers and Mr. Edward Stevenson, members of the JUMP organization, the Jefferson Street United Merchants Partnership Incorporated organization. And they are going to give us some information, Ms. Summers, about your background and your education and some of the things that got you involved with JUMP. And of course, Mr. Stevenson will do the same thing, and then we'll talk about some of the safety issues on Jefferson Street at this particular time.
My name is Renee Summers, and I'm an art teacher and an art therapist in Metro Public City Schools, Harris-Hillman School and Merle School. I work with a variety of handicapped children, and I've gotten involved in the JUMP program. I'm trying to start a business called Trash to Treasures Development Company, where I take the children in the neighborhood and we do revitalization work in trash pickup and painting murals on graffitied walls and trying to brighten things up with color and design. And of course, Jefferson Street being so historically based in the jazz and blues, we're trying to carry through that theme.
And so you're involved with the beautification effort in terms of
and the neighborhood watch also.
In terms of whatever the safety committee. And of course, both of you, Mr. Stevenson, I would imagine consider beautification as part of the that goes hand in hand with safety. Let's speak to that. First of all, let's give us some information in reference to who you are.
My name is Edward Stevenson. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. Graduate of Pearl High School, Tennessee State University. Worked in the Latin industry for about 30 years. But currently I own a coffee house on Jefferson Street, and the name of the coffee house is Kijiji Coffee House. And also from Kijiji's, we have 4 locations at the Coliseum. So if you go in the Titan game, we probably do the hot chocolate or coffee. And also from that birth, also we have 2 franchises. We have a location in the Mount Zion Shopping Plaza. And also we have another Kijiji's coming down on 2nd Avenue North. So I'm just excited about being on Jefferson Street because we had a new facility built. Actually, we was at 1413 Jefferson Street. Now we're at 1207 Jefferson Street. So we actually clean up some old land and build a brand new building. So we is excited about being on Jefferson Street. So we call the Jefferson Street location the corporate. That's the corporate location. So we.
And of course, not only are you on Jefferson Street, it seems, Mr. Stevenson, but you seem to be located in several areas, franchises you indicated all over town.
I think what's important, but we came from Jefferson Street.
And that it started at Jefferson Street.
Right, yeah, so we want to make sure that everybody understands the effect that Kijiji's has on the whole city for us. Being on Jefferson Street is a safe place to have a business. Of course, we started the first coffee house in 1997, and we haven't had any incidents at all as far as crime is concerned.
And so business is good on Jefferson Street without any fear of any criminal activity or anything like that?
It's no problem whatsoever. Matter of fact, we have a good relationship with the police. They come by and stop for a free cup of coffee some mornings. And also in the springtime, we have police on bikes, so we haven't had any problem whatsoever. I think the media sometimes might give a negative image. And I think safety on Jefferson is no different than safety on West End and West. It's just something we have to deal with, you know. So I don't think we should be singled out as having excessive crime. We just like any part of Nashville.
Ms. Summers?
Well, I have to say that the North Police Precinct has recently gotten real involved with my area of Scoville Street, which I'm very grateful for because we did have a little drug problem over there, and they have sort of cleaned that up. Since they have done that, the trash has improved tremendously. Children are starting to play back out in the yard again. I mean, safety is a big issue when drugs are involved, and we all fight that battle. No matter whether it's Jefferson Street or anywhere else. But the North Precinct is helping us to set up this crime watch, and the neighbors are good people, and we're going to work together, and we're going to have a good place to live and raise our children.
Now, this crime watch that you mentioned here, Mr. Stevenson, exactly what does this mean, and how does this work?
Well, a crime watch, of course, I missed the last night meeting, but I think I'd miss some answer that question.
Crime watch,
hate to mislead somebody.
You get a couple captains, you have a house area of about 50 houses, you meet, you have tea or coffee and discuss ways to revitalize your community. You might have a pancake social, you get to know each other, you get each other's phone numbers, and you know, you become aware of what's going on around you, so that if somebody needs help, you can help them. You know, and I have found my community to be a wonderful place to live because of the warm-hearted people that I have been around.
So you don't have any fear. There's no fear in terms of living in.
There was until the North Precinct came down there and fixed some things, because it was trashy and it was messy and there were drug dealings going on, and I was a little afraid. But they have cleaned that up, and part of the problem when you live in a somewhat poor neighborhood is the trash, and I feel safe now, you know, but the drugs had to get cleaned up.
And so the Metropolitan Police Department, and I understand that there's been a tremendous improvement with the creation, I think, of various substations.
Right.
Is that what we're talking about, these substations that have been created in all these areas? What have you found to be the situation in reference to these?
I think it's 3 segments of the police department actually monitor Jefferson Street. I think you have the central, the north, and the west, so each section of Jefferson Street. And I think that the response is quite well. Of course, I haven't had any problem at the coffee house whatsoever, and I think, of course, I'm near 12th, right up from Mount Zion Church, so that's always been a safe part of Jefferson Street. But like I said, I think it's really basic, the negative image that some of the media have maybe misinterpreted, just old stigmas that had developed years ago. But I think Jefferson Street is just a totally new street altogether. We have some new retail. I think it's a 942 at 11th and Jefferson. It's going to be a retail center, loft apartment, and also you got to consider 8.9 row, a townhouse that's full, the Ireland 28. So Jefferson, it's just a brand new. It's a reviled. It's a brand new street. Of course, it can't be like it was years ago, but it's headed in the right direction.
There's a lot of potential in that area for culture, you know, and his coffee house, they have a lot of music and jazz and blues. It's a great place to go for a cup of coffee. But I would like to work with the kids in the neighborhood and do some murals with blues and jazz themes, and try and help our neighborhood and the businesses to create an environment that is fun.
Very very conducive for the safety of the community, I would imagine.
And I'd like to add too that it's been the African Museum is having monthly meetings. Of course, it's going to be at 8th and Jefferson, so it's going to have a tremendous spillover to Jefferson. So I think that's going to be a key. And that should be up, I think, by 2009. So it's going to be a whole new.
So that is a serious proposition by the museum.
It sure is. Actually, I think they're going to meet March 22nd, Tuesday, I think, at Tennessee State. So it's going to be at 8th and Jefferson. So I mean, it's bringing out tourists and all type of events. So that's going to be a great influx of new ideas and new people, new activity. It's just going to be good for Jefferson Street.
What would you say to those individuals who might be business owners on Jefferson Street, who might not be associated with JUMP this morning, Mr. Stevenson?
Well, I said they definitely to join JUMP, of course, pay their dues and participate and get involved and keep their fingers on the pulse of what's going on on Jefferson Street, because it's going to be a new street.
It already is a new street. I think that most people who've
come a long way in the 2.5 years I've lived here.
And so great things are being done over the last minute that we have here. Great things are being done here on Jefferson Street, and that the two of you think that this organization that you're involved in is playing a very, very significant role, and you think that you've got the kind of leadership that you need in order to push forward. Is that what we're saying here this
Excited
morning?
about that, yes.
Very good.
Yep, I like, and of course, you can't forget about Tennessee State, Fisk, and Meharry, because all those schools, they touches Jefferson Street in some form, some fashion, and we'd like for them to participate in JUMP too, because we want to reach out to the community as a whole, not only the merchants, but the community as a whole, and big businesses as well.
Well, have you made any effort to try to bring Tennessee State University, Fisk, and some of these other institutions into?
I think we're working on a project now where we're trying to bring them on board as well.
Because I think the new emphasis here is upon community development and education and community and et cetera. And I think that would certainly fit into what the two of you are trying to do, as well as other members of the committee. And of course, let me, over the last 15 to 20 seconds we have here, Ms. Summers and Mr. Stevenson, thank you and the other members of this committee for coming by and giving us that excellent information in reference to Jefferson Street. And I think those of us who've been around Jefferson Street long enough know that there have been many improvements made there, and we simply support everything that you're doing. And let me, encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.